In Montana, fire season evokes tinder-dry forests and hot summer days. But there's another season of fire, a time of year when many of us bring a piece of the forest into our homes. The potential fuel of a drying-out Christmas tree combined with an ignition source such as a faulty wire or hot light bulb can spark tragedy in our holiday celebration, literally within seconds. This holiday season, the Missoula Fire Department invited local media to experience a controlled catastrophe, fire in the home.
Those of you that don't know me, I'm Gary. I'm a fire inspector with the Missoula Fire Department, and scattered throughout are lots of firefighters and people from our Fire Prevention Bureau. And this is our semi-annual, we do it about once every other year, Christmas tree holiday fire safety burn that we do. The bottom line that I want to get across is safety, safety, safety. You're paired up with a firefighter buddy for a reason, so if you haven't met your firefighter buddy yet, take the time to meet that person. Chad, you're with Bill from Fisher. I just did some jogging around because we had some people that didn't show from the media. The big thing that we want to do is try and get across to the community why this time of year is so busy for us and why it's so important that people do a few precautionary things in their home to keep their house from erupting into flames. So, like I said, the biggest thing that we want to do is safety. Make sure you're in literally physical contact with your firefighter buddy at all times. Doesn't mean you have to touch them, but you better be able to reach out your hand and grab them. Because as some of the people that have been through this before can attest to, once that fire gets going, it's going to get dark. And I mean darker than you've probably ever thought you can imagine. I mean, you can't see your hand in front of your face. What we're going to do is we've got a room built. Sean drew a beautiful schematic of it. We got a couch and a big entertainment center, an end table, a tree with a bunch of presents around it. And what we're going to do is we've got a heat coil that's going to act like a short circuit in the wiring of the Christmas tree that's going to start the tree on fire and the surrounding combustibles. And you're going to see how fast, and especially those of you with cameras, are really going to see how fast this fire spreads from just a little flame to completely torching out. We'll have you arranged right around behind this line here, and you'll be just paired up with your buddy. We'll leave a little bit of an aisle width. What we're also going to do is leave Engine 4's engine company, Captain Knapstead, Firefighter Keating, and Firefighter Hanneman. They're going to be ready to go in as an interior crew, but we're not going to commit them to any of the people that are going in as media. And then they are going to take our two newest firefighters in as a training evolution once we're done. Nate, I assume? Yes. I'm Gary. We're just starting orientation, so you haven't missed anything very much. What we'll do is this will start on fire. You'll hear the smoke detector go, hopefully. We're also emphasizing why it's important to have a working smoke detector in your home. By the time that smoke detector goes off, it's going to start getting hot, the smoke's going to start banking down, but that would be plenty of time to get you out of that space if it was your house. So kind of listen and see when you hear that smoke detector, what the fire conditions are like when that smoke detector goes off. The other thing is once this gets going, we're going to start pulling people out of the building. And what we'll do is we'll just file out. People closest to the door will go out first. And they'll just escort their media buddy out. There's a row of logs right over here. We want you in the grass on this side of the logs. And once everyone's accounted for, then we can send the attack crew in to fight the fire. Okay? So make sure that when you get tapped or grabbed by your firefighter buddy, that you just follow them out these doors that are actually on the west side of the building, and then you'll just go around and get on the grassy side on the other side of those logs. Okay? Then what we'll do is we'll knock the fire down, we'll turn the fan on, clear out the smoke, and then let you go back in and take a look at how little the time, what it looked like from the time that you were sitting in there until we get the fire put out. And understand that we're putting that fire out in a faster curve than it would take for someone to call 911, us to respond, set up our pump, get our crews in there. So you'll see that even another couple minutes that this would be just completely gutted out and burned up. But we're not going to let it get that far. But the television, anybody with a camera, you can go back in at that point and film the damage, do any kind of stand-ups that you want for interviews at that point. We'll take care of all that afterwards. What we're going to do from here, this is a little something what we'll do, and we'll talk about it again when we get out there and get in position. What we're going to do now is I want to pair you up with your firefighter buddy. And then we've got firefighting protective clothing through here. We'll issue you a set of firefighter gear. That'll be a pair of bunker pants with the suspenders like Sean's wearing. Sean model for us. And then you will also get a flash hood. That's right, he's a professional.
For a nominal fee, you get all.
You also will be issued a flash hood, and then a jacket to put over the top of that. You'll have a pair of gloves. Your bunker boots will go underneath where your pants are. Then you'll get a helmet and a mask, okay? And then what we want you to do is when you're paired up with your firefighter buddy is put your mask on, and then Steve Paskey, the gentleman in the gray sweatshirt, he is our resident SCBA expert, and he is actually going to make sure that your SCBA mask is fitting correctly. They're a great mask, they're positive pressure, so even if there's a little bit of a leak, the pressure will keep the smoke from going in, but we do want to fit test you to make sure that your masks are fitting correctly, because we are basically putting you in an environment that most people never get a chance to be in unless they're trained firefighters. So understand, this is fun, it's kind of good, it's a new experience, but we're also, we're putting you in harm's way a little bit here. Yeah? And so, so make sure that you really feel comfortable with this. If you're the least bit claustrophobic or scared of the dark, this may start to bother you. If at any point you're crouched down and it starts to get dark and you start feeling like you're going to have a panic attack or things are getting too serious for you, let your firefighter know and you can leave at that time. You don't have to stick and stay. You can back out at any point that you start feeling a little claustrophobic or a little scared. But what we'll do is the firefighter will help you get all your gear on correctly. Once you're geared up, then we'll all kind of head out towards the burn tower. You can take a look around, and then we'll get you out outfitted with your tanks, your air tanks and everything. And then Russ Burry is the safety officer for the entire training ground, and he is going to, before you actually go in and get in position in the scene, he is going to do a visual check and make sure your gear is completely on correctly and that everything is fine before you get in there, before we torch this thing off. Like I said, Kip, your crew is squared away to just do the interior attack, and T.O. Mendenhall would like for the new guys to get in on that rotation.
Hey Gary, how long are we talking about from the time the tree ignites till we leave?
You will be out of there in under 3 minutes from the time you see flames. And then the crews will be in there.
It's one of the biggest impressions we want to make on you is how
fast this goes. Okay.
Okay, I got a couple things. First of all, I'm sure you've all seen the firefighter movies, or the Backdraft and some of that stuff. Yeah, I wrote it on my hand, eh? First of all, that's all BS. It will be the darkest, hottest, most claustrophobic experience you've ever had. So be prepared for that. Don't set your camera up like that. It'll melt. Set it up like this. Up here it's going to be about 1600 degrees. Down here it'll be okay. This is just the facts. So don't be silly. Don't go, I got to get out and stand up and walk out. Then we got to buy a new helmet. They melt. So don't do that. Detector. Pay attention to when the detector goes off. This is really important for you as individuals to go, my detector goes off in my house. This is what the room looks like. It's not a time to get the dog out. It's time to get the hell out of the house. That's something I want to make an impression on you so you can take it back and make an impression on your families. That's part of our outreach here. Geez, I have one more thing. I want to tell you something. Oh, I'm responsible for your safety. I'm going to tell you what your mom told you. You get hurt, I'm going to kill you. Don't get hurt. Don't get hurt. Not on my watch. You will not be forgiven. Anything else?
Mike?
Gary, I missed it. Did you give them a specific point to go to when they exit the building?
Yeah, they're going to come out this door, and then the logs they're going to be on the grass side of the logs.
And who's going to make the call on when we come out?
That would be my call. I'll be inside.
And we will walk through that so you know where these points are, so you're familiar, not just on the map, but you've actually seen them.
Yes, Ken?
We missed a little bit. Do you want us, with the charge line, pull it back and just make sure everybody gets out, that kind of deal?
Yeah.
And then once everybody's out, we can go in.
Yeah, and I'll give you the signal that then you guys can advance the hose line and attack the fire.
I want you able to put that fire out that quick. So have everything charged, ready to go, and where you want to be for your convenience.
Break your leg, don't come running to me.
Mom always said. All right, so now we got our buddies. Let's go play.
Yes, pair up with your buddy. We've got helmets here. Once you get your coat and your pants, then come see me and I'll get you a flashlight and a mask. And then once you get set up with your mask, you need to see Steve to get fit. Firefighter, make sure that happens.
Representing MCAT, Missoula Community Access Television today, was Christian Ackerman and myself, Ron Scholl. First we had to suit up with protective gear. For this strictly observational turnout, we needed pants, a coat, a helmet, boots, and gloves.
Oh, all right.
It took some time just to get the gear on.
You're building
It's like a bad movie.
Flash hood. Flash hood.
We also needed flash hoods to protect our head. Eventually we got matched up with what we needed, except for Christian, who didn't like the way his pants bunched up, but he soon got things sorted out, with the help of a couple of Missoula firefighters. We also needed a tight fit for our face mask, which along with our oxygen line comprised a self-contained breathing apparatus. Good to go, we headed outside for the burn tower, a firefighting training facility. We were excited but felt some apprehension.
All the media folks, if you'd like to come on into the burn tower and if you want to film something, that's great.
Because of our briefing, we knew what to expect, and we felt safe in the oversight of our firefighters. Still, it was a bit like a first parachute jump from an airplane. Your instincts cried, "Run away."
For me, it was the diagram a lot bigger.
Now we're gonna get some lights out here. We're gonna have them lights out here.
Yeah, we need to have an editing plan. Yeah,
I'll be the very first one out. And then I'll be the next one out with Vaughn. That couch look familiar, Wendy?
Isn't that great?
Yeah.
We gotta get a shot of that for Butch, just so he can see the
Well, there you go.
cold.
Take a picture of them all sitting on it. That's Wendy's son's couch. It's sacrificed.
That's a very nice tree.
Hey, Charlie Brown tree.
It's the most sincere tree they could find, Matt.
Nate, what I would recommend is leaving your tripod outside and just having your camera, because it's going to be pretty cumbersome once you get that tank off. And then what we'll do is we got, how many people? We got 4 people with cameras.
I get the
Are you going to have that on the
Yeah, I'll
Okay. What we'll do is we'll have the people with cameras are going to be on the exterior, down, and then the radio people will be behind them, crouched down. Okay, and you don't want to be any higher than this.
I was wrong.
Okay.
Why did you think that?
Because the diagram was real big.
Oh, please.
Okay, all we're waiting on is for the rest of the air packs to get here so everyone can get their air pack on. And
Are we exiting out?
yeah, that's the door we're going to exit.
For our final preparation, we had to hoist our air packs and connect our oxygen line.
Go ahead.
Sean's new best friend.
There you go. Now there's like a seatbelt strap that goes around your waist there.
Right here like this.
Yeah. There you go.
For first-time users, the oxygen get-up itself induced a little claustrophobia.
There, how's that?
Does everybody have their buddy?
Okay.
Ready to go, Ron?
All you MFD guys, I want you to check your buddy now. Let's go through his gear. Make sure he has his mask on correctly underneath his hood. Make sure his hood is covering your ears. Make sure they're on air. Make sure their tank is all the way open. Make sure that their harness is on correctly. It's not hanging around their butt. Now make sure they have their gloves on correctly.
Gloves on? Let me see you. Okay, I'm just gonna see. I want to take a look at you. Okay.
Right, a couple more.
Okay, we'll just have them throw into the hula hoop until we're done.
Okay. Okay, is everybody all right?
Good? All right.
Hey.
All right. Is this one done? No, you can leave it up.
Okay, let's all get in the room. Let's go. Cameras first.
On the outside, crouch down low. Media people, stand behind your chair.
I gotta take it out. So, how about right here? You guys go there. Alright? Okay.
All the noise are alarms made, including the personal motion detectors, which went off whenever any one of us was relatively still for more than 15 seconds or so, was fairly disconcerting.
Are you getting that off the mic? Are you getting anything off my mic that I'm wearing? Oh, I can't hear it. What's that? It should be fine. Okay. Yeah. Are you going to give us a photo of the start here and go out jam into the door? When we go to leave? Are you talking about when we go to leave? Yeah. When we go to leave, the people closest to the door are going to go first. Okay. Okay. Do we have all the media people in here? And each one has a firefighter buddy? Okay. Hey, Mike, Tony. Okay, Ken, why don't you sweating right behind me now? Alright, I'm going to plug in the ignition source now.
Gary went to plug in the heating coil, today's ignition source.
Your ignition source in?
Yeah, I plugged it in first time. I'm going to start seeing a little bit of smoke coming off the back side of the tree. And then it's going to burst into flames. It's just going to go quick once that happens. Nathan, you got the light?
I got the light.
Once you pull the lights out, you shut that door.
Okay.
Despite the artificial setup, this was in effect a living room without any windows or doors open, a typical winter situation.
Just about a week. And it was nice and green when we got it.
We waited on our knees.
We got smoke coming out of the back of the tree over
Oh, yeah, I see it. Yeah, you got smoke coming out. There you go. Yeah. Keep an eye out for when the detector goes off. You don't want it takes to get it going.
In preparation for the fire, the doors closed behind us, shutting out all daylight.
And don't get burst the flame. It's going to go really quick from that point on. We got flames. Oh, yeah. I thought we were going on. Okay, cool. Oh, really? Wow. Time to go?
Media, step over this way.
That's sweet.
Run over this way, everybody. Get out of the smoke.
Look up in the
There you go.
I never felt the heat. I thought it was going to be more intense even on the ground.
Yeah, that was pretty quick in there.
That was quick.
But then you stood up. Yeah, and they kept up.
How fast was the fire? About 2.5 minutes after the heat source was applied, we spot smoke.
We got smoke coming out of the back of the tree over there.
Oh yeah, I see it. Yeah, you got smoke coming up. Yeah. Keep an eye out for when the detector goes off. You don't want it to get it going.
About a minute after smoke is spotted, the fire starts. Ignited, the flames have jumped up to the ceiling in 7 seconds. In less than 30 seconds, the ceiling of smoke begins to drop below the head height of a standing person, bringing with it intense heat. At 1 minute, smoke begins to fill the entire room. After less than 2 minutes, it's time for us to go. As Gary would inform us later, with good reason.
Media, step over this way, please.
Over on the other side of the road.
Hey, Sean? Sean, come up here. Got a smoke? Come on over this way, buddy. Got a smoke. Take from a path. Skip, don't ground it. You still gotta relight it, remember? White smoke.
You doing, Bob? Good.
Oh, it was. I mean,
That was just paper. Yeah. We're gonna get a fan set up below the smoke out, and then you'll be able to go back in there.
Before we can return to view the damage, we wait for the Engine 4 crew to put the fire out.
That's amazing.
Okay. smoke
Fire
detector
alarm
melted
ringing.
off the ceiling, so it does.
I know,
At least
it's
a few
unbelievable.
100 degrees up at that level.
Despite all the smoke and flame, the firefighters had only let a fraction of the available fuel burn.
So what kind of temperatures? Like how hot was it over by the tree?
Several hundred degrees. For it to get the couch going, direct flame contact, you're probably looking at 200 to 300 degrees up at this level here, melting the plastic smoke detector, and probably several hundred, 500 to 600 to 700 around in there, right next to the tree.
So what would have started that tree on fire then?
What we did we simulated an electrical short by using a heat-resistant coil, or a coil, building up heat resistance. So that would be very common to what you would see, a short in an electrical cord, a frayed Christmas tree light, something that when that resistance builds up, it creates the heat, and that's all the heat that it needed to catch the tree and the surrounding packages on fire.
So you had branches that are present up against that?
Right, exactly. And what we did is we bought that tree new a week ago. We just didn't water it, and that's a week's worth of not watering the tree and leaving it indoors. And it was green, huh?
You bought it at a tree
It was donated by Pink Grizzly actually, and it was a nice green tree when we got it. We just neglected it to prove the point that it's dangerous.
Was it inside or outside?
It was inside. We kept it inside for the week that we didn't water it.
Way to use it.
Yeah, that seems to help.
So then like the light bulb exploded?
Yeah.
That's what happens at a couple hundred degrees?
Yeah. What you would see is there's pressure inside that light bulb, the gas pressure. As the side that's closest to the fire heats up and that side of the glass starts to melt, pressure is unequal and then it's going to burst.
Gary explains why we had needed to get out after only a couple of minutes.
And if the crews hadn't gone right in and started this and we would have closed this up to let that thermal layer build, this room would have gotten to what we call the flashover potential probably within the next 2 to 3 minutes from the time we got everybody out and the crews went in.
What's flashover?
That flashover is when all the combustible items in a room reach their ignition temperature and they start off-gassing those flammable vapors, and they all erupt into flame at one time. It's probably the most dangerous condition that we as firefighters come across, because in a lot of today's homes, flashover occurs in 3 to 5 minutes, and that's right when our fire crews are showing up on the scene and getting in and gaining access to the building. So it's something we have to train our new guys very, very well in, is to recognize the signs of flashover, because they're getting on the scene about the same time that potential is going to happen.
So the room literally explodes.
Yeah, the room, and what you'll see is if this room would have reached flashover potential, everything would have been burned, and we would have had some pretty good lines of demarcation, about 6 feet and up would have just been burned completely. And then we would have had ceiling temperatures over 2,000 degrees, radiant heat temperatures on the floor would have been over 400 to 700 degrees, depending on what we had burning and how much flashed over at any given time.
Is that because there's so much plastic in today's houses?
You know, it's a couple things. That's a good question. One of them is that we seal up our houses energy efficient, so we turn them into big compartments that hold all that heat and smoke and toxic and flammable gases. The other thing is that the things that we put in our homes today, the furnishings, the big overstuffed chairs, the couches, we're all using polycarbonate-based foams, and those release a ton more heat per pound than the old cottons and natural fabrics that we used to do. So we are reaching that flashover potential quicker because of the heat release on our furnishings in today's homes. Right. Not to mention the stuff, yeah, like Russ said, the fumes that are given off are a lot nastier than if you're just burning clean wood or cotton.
That's why when smoke alarm goes off and you need to get out of the house.
Exactly, because most people that die in a fire, the fire doesn't even get anywhere near them. They die due to carbon monoxide poisoning or the other toxic gases produced. Carbon monoxide wants to bond to your red blood cells about 250 times more likely than what oxygen does. So you basically suffocate by the carbon monoxide replacing the oxygen in your blood. And it doesn't want to let go of it once it grabs it.
Did you point out the school?
Yeah, we knocked it off the ceiling. And all of Randy's hard work decorating and decorating the room.
Randy, you decorated that tree. Wow.
He was singing.
Yay.
Christmas carols and stuff.
I'm sad.
Oh.
Did everybody have fun?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
Okay.
Anybody's heart level go up a little.
Hey, Pearson? Yeah, he's over here.
Okay. Okay. That's awesome. It was pretty amazing watching it. That was really amazing, yeah.
What are the cost of these apps? See, they don't.